In this video, we are going to build a component which you can use in any of your projects in order to make it easier for people to find you by your social media profile. These social media profiles can be anything: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We would be using a handful of these social media icons to add it in our social panel. For our project, we would be using HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript. There are two important pieces of this HTML: the Get in Touch button and the actual social panel. The Get in Touch button will trigger the action using JavaScript that will show the panel. As you can see, when a user clicks on the Get in Touch button, it will render or hide the social panel. In this video, I will be taking you through the code step by step to build this social panel. But before we start, let's set up some basic configurations that I would be using throughout this project. I will be using VS Code Editor. You can use any code editor of your choice. Here I am on my VS Code Editor. I've already set up a couple of files: the HTML file, the CSS file, and the JavaScript file. As you can see, there is nothing in the JavaScript file. I have the basic configuration in my CSS, where as I like to use the Poppins font, I have imported the font from the Google Fonts. I have set up some basic margin and padding for the fictional website we would be building. And in the HTML, I have just imported the script and the CSS file. So let's start coding. So before we start, I'll just open a live server so that we can visualize what we are working with. As you can see, it's just a blank document at the moment. Let's start placing some of the div elements which we need for our project. I will quickly place those elements and explain it once I have done. Let's have a quick look on what we have done so far. We have an outer div with a class container where we have a heading called My Website, which is the title for our fictional website, and some content. We have a social panel div here, which contains a title and some elements. Let's add one more for our project. Here we have the list items with anchor tags with some arbitrary reference, and within the anchor tags we will be placing the social icons. We have another div element here which will host the button. Let's have a look in the browser. This is how it is looking: the header of the website, the title of the website, the contents, the title of the panel, then the space for the list items, and the Get in Touch button. So the building blocks for the website is ready. Now we just need to place the social icons and then give a beautiful look to the website. Let's start finding the social icons that we need to place within the list items. I will be using Font Awesome for downloading and hosting those icons. For that, I have already imported the kit. You can log into sign up to Font Awesome and get your own kit for your own use in your projects. Let's get started. I'm going back to the browser, going to the Font Awesome icons website, and then I will be searching for all the necessary icons that I need. Let's do it for Facebook. For my project, I will be using this icon. Copy the tag and place it in your project. Similarly, you can do it for other tags. Let's have a look how it looks like in the browser now. So you can see the Facebook icon appearing. We will quickly place all other tags for our other handles. It's time to apply some styling to our website. I'll start with styling the background and the content of the website, and then we will look into styling the social panel and the buttons. I'll quickly write the code for that and explain the code. Here you can see we have styled the container class and the h2 and p, which are direct child of container. Container is the class associated to the outer div, so we have just styled it to make our website look a bit fancy. We have assigned some padding on the top, we have assigned the text alignment as center, and the font family that we want to use. We have also assigned the font color as white and a beautiful color to the background. Now let us quickly move into the next part of this project, which is styling the social links and the social link button. I'll quickly write the code for that and explain. Let's have a look at our code. So here I have defined some styling for social link. Social link is the class associated to the social panel. In the social link, I'm assigning a position as fixed. The fixed position allows the panel to stick around a position, and even when the user is scrolling down the website, the panel does not move. We have also defined some styling for the social link button, which is similar to the social link, with the position as fixed, some bottom margin, some right uh, position, and the padding and border radius to make the button look a bit good, with a width of 150 pixel and a Z index of 100 so that it remains on top. Background color as a shade of pink and a box shadow to make the button look fancy. The font color is set as white. Similarly, we have set a sub property for the hovering of button. So when the user hovers over the button, the background color and the box shadow just reverses and the color of the font becomes black. We have also defined list style as none for the unordered list, and the paragraph within the social panel, the font size as 15 pixel. Let's have a look. I can see there is a problem on hovering. Let's have a look into our code. Here we need to remove this color. Let's save it, have a look again. So our project is taking a shape. Let's apply some more stylings. Let's quickly have a look on what we have done so far. We have done some styling for the anchor tags, the hovering of the anchor tags, and color for the social icons. These colors are the one I have taken from the internet. These are the hexadecimal color tags. For the anchor tag, I have assigned some properties like width and height of 50 pixel, border radius of 50% so that the anchor looks like a circle. I have also assigned the font color as white and the font size as 20 pixel. I have also applied text decoration as none and background color as white. Let's uncomment this. I have also applied some hovering property and the colors to the social icons. Let's have a look into our browser. This is how it looks. So we have almost achieved what we wanted to. Now we need to write the code which will apply the effect that on click of this button, it will hide or show this social panel. So let's quickly write the code and come back and have a look on the code. So let's have a look into the code. Here I have basically defined some transitions. So Initially, I want my social panel to be hidden, so I have transformed to translate Y, which will basically pull in the panel below the window. And I'm also creating a extra CSS class, which I will be applying through JavaScript to the social panel to make it visible again on screen. If I go into the JavaScript, I'm first selecting both the HTML elements by querying the class selector, and then I'm adding an event listener that on click of the button it will apply the visible class to the social link panel. Let's now have a look into the browser. Here we are. Let's reload the browser. So by default the social panel is hidden. If I hover on the button, I can see that the hovering effect is taking place. When I click on the button, I see the social panel appearing. When I hover through the icons, I can see the scale that we had applied is also showing its effect. If I click on the button, it hides and shows back the panel again. Let's have a look into the mobile version of it. I can see the mobile version still shows the icons in a vertical panel. I want to make it a horizontal panel. So let's do the code for that. So as we can see, for mobile version, we see a horizontal panel, whereas for desktop version, we still see the vertical panel. So for this, we have applied the media screen property with a max width of 480 pixel for the mobile devices. The social link list has been defined a display property of flex so that the icons are placed in a row in a horizontal pattern, and the justify content has been applied as space between. The padding has been zeroed out. And for the mobile devices, we have changed the transition from y-axis to x-axis to give it as a horizontal look. Let's have a look into the website. Thank you for watching the video.